This is actually one of the first production GT350s off the assembly line that's not a pre-production model. We're going to take a look at all the cars that Ford has here today and some of the technical details of the GT350 along with the drive. Unfortunately, the drive is, I couldn't mount cameras in the car. They wouldn't allow you to do that, which is kind of annoying for media, but it is what it is. I do have sound and then their onboard GoPro, so we'll take a look. This is the GT350R, and the difference between the R is mostly this is balls to the wall track, well, as much as you can get with a Mustang. It has a back seat delete, you have carbon fiber wheels, you have carbon fiber rear wing, and just mostly weight reduction, like your AC is deleted. In the GT350 and the R, we get this flat plane crank motor that just revs extremely high. It's a great naturally aspirated motor. It's exactly what you want for the track, no forced induction. On the front of the car, they spent a lot of time in terms of cooling. So you have your oil coolers located behind the driver's side vent. Your passenger side front gill is your transmission cooler. And the whole front of this car is designed around downforce and moving air through the underneath to cool the car. They have differential cooler, they have sensors that monitor the temperatures of the hubs, etc. So this really is a track-based Mustang. These carbon fiber wheels are unique to the R model, and these carbon fiber wheels are actually made in Australia. They are not designed by Ford. So this is a huge weight savings. Your brake system is specifically designed for this car by Brembo. It's a two-piece rotor design. You have a stainless or a cast iron hat, and a big-ass brake rotor here that's 15.5 inches. Now the difference is you can't replace these two-piece rotors. They have these pins that hold the hat to the rotor for heat dissipation. So when you go to buy the rotors, you have to replace the hat and the actual rotor. It's one piece, even though it's a two-piece design. I talked to the Ford rep about weight reduction because that's their big thing here. And when you look at the underbody of this car, you still have all these cast steel pieces. You have cast control arms, your subframe carriers are still steel, your front K-brace is still steel, and they're showing off these carbon fiber wheels, these esoteric carbon fiber wheels. You have a carbon fiber spoiler to save weight. You take all the stuff out of the trunk. Why not just make all this aluminum? It would make a lot more sense in terms of weight saving. Well, the issue is that they're taking the base car and modifying this. To go back and re-engineer all this to aluminum would cost too much and would make the price of the overall car from the cheap end to the high end more expensive. So they didn't address this. They give you carbon fiber wheels and other bits to take care of weight that way. I think really the overall message here, especially after doing the review on the Mustang recently, is the fact that this car is obtainable. Even the GT350 or the GT350R, you can get it right around $55,000 to $65,000 depending on how you spec it out. And this is a lot of car for the money, from the motor, the transmission, some of the thought they put in the suspension. It drives amazing for the price range. So you can almost forgive, some of this cheap plastics. You don't have extensive use of aluminum in the subframe. You don't have a lot of the higher end components. They put the money where they could and then stripped it out where they couldn't to make this really, again, another obtainable car. this car, in all fairness, the trans and the clutch are so good. It makes it very easy to do.
You can write about that. What do you write for? What's your
it's independent. It's called Savage Geese Media.
Okay.
It's all video.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, it's 99% video.
Oh, really? I guess we're starting to space each other out here for some reason.
That's probably okay, as long as it's not taking up too much time for you.
No. We have a small group. Morning. You're probably good.
So getting out of the 350 and the 350R on track, the first thing I'm going to do is apologize for the camera angle. That's all Ford would give me. I couldn't mount my own cameras, and it really actually pisses me off because it doesn't give you the sense of speed and the acceleration this car is capable of. So I'm hoping I'll get another ride in this car and do a full review. So, okay, so I want to get to this right away. I would say the only way I can compare this car, this is Ford's equivalent of the Porsche GT3 as a Mustang. The motor is so high-strung, the transmission and the clutch feel is amazing. I mean, it's a lot of fun. You feel like you're in a factory race car, really. That's the only thing I can compare it to. It's very visceral. But again, it's a heavy car. It's still a Mustang underneath, and I think that's its weakest point. You can tell, there's cost cutting to keep it down in terms of chassis and suspension. That really doesn't bother me as much because this really is a driver's car. Which model would I get? I think this might surprise some people, but I think you're better off getting a GT, Mustang GT with a performance pack, getting track pads, real tires, and a really high quality set of dampers. Because I think getting into the GT350, you realize how much dampers make a big difference on this chassis. So going to the GT and doing that stuff, you're probably going to save yourself a good $10,000 doing so, and you're going to have the practicality. You can drive it on the track, autocross. You can pretty much do a lot of what you can do with the 350. Now, of course, yes, if you have the money, I think the 350 is your best choice. The R is, you're losing too much there. In terms of practicality, you're losing your back seat, you're losing your trunk, essentially, there's no insulation in it. You're losing AC, and it's more money. And I don't really think that this car should be parked in a garage and used only as a track car. It just strips away all the fun of it. So the 350 is going to give you most of that, and all you have to do is put super sticky tires on with the Magneride dampers, and most people are not going to notice a difference. So at the end of the day, for me, I really like this car, and I like it because it is obtainable and it is a visceral car. And the last thing I'm going to say is I just watched that Motor Trend driver's car nonsense, and they put the AMG GTS Mercedes as their top driver's car for the year, and it's mind-boggling because I got out of that car, and I would say that car is the driver aid driver's car of the year. There's just so much shit on it, and you never feel, yeah, it's a great car, but it's not obtainable. And you get in the 350 and you're like, okay, I could actually own this and I could go to a track with it and not feel like I have to have a second mortgage on my house. That alone makes the 350 one of the best deals out there for sure.